Square Enix have decided to get in on the E3 party. Why not? Why doesn't everyone do it? Just do ValveCon, do... Who knows? Just there's not enough conferences at E3 is what my main point is. You can catch the Square Enix show on Tuesday, June 16th, 10 a.m. Pacific. Bright and early. That's dinner time if you're in the UK and Ireland. And I'm very happy to be joined by Zorine.
Hi.
What's up? What's going on? Ed Trans here as well.
Hello.
Dan Hines, how you doing?
Hey, good.
All Aussie here.
Yep, all Aussie all the time.
Thanks for bringing all the Tim Tams. Really appreciate it. First of all, Square Enix actually have a bunch of really interesting games to talk about. Let's talk about a game that I know you're a massive fan of, Dan. Deus Ex.
Yep.
We're going to see mankind divided.
Yep, this is literally my favorite game series. And Zorine and I were replaying Human Revolution yesterday, and there was a security camera, and she was like, "Do you think I can take it out by throwing this fire extinguisher at it?" And I'm like, "I don't know, maybe." So she did. And it
totally
works.
works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the
And-
great thing about that game.
Exactly, like that to me is Deus Ex in a nutshell.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, we're going to have more augmentations and there's new story, new conspiracy, but all I really want from it is like more creative ways to solve more complex problems.
It's interesting that they managed to, like, in many ways, it's so different to the first two games, but that's core of like emerging gameplay actually
exactly.
did run through.
Yeah.
Maybe the only criticism I could think of that of the last game, Human Revolution, was all the boss fight stuff.
Yep.
Boss fight stuff.
Yep.
Was there anything you'd like them to do differently this time
Oh,
around?
I mean, they fixed them to a certain degree in the director's cut, which I played through as well. But they could still be better. You know, it was they just needed to be normal NPCs rather than like special characters with 1 million health. Or something
They were
like
saying
that.
that they were going to add the ability to ghost the whole game this time.
Okay,
Is that right?
yeah,
Oh, wow,
that sounds
okay.
good.
So just like sneak by everything.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's
Just don't
exactly
play it at
what I
all.
want.
Deus Ex the walking simulator.
Story simulator.
No one
Yeah.
talks at all. It's just completely silent because you're sneaking past the wall.
An exclusive for the Xbox One, or rather a timed exclusive for the Xbox One, Rise of the Tomb Raider, sequel to a really fantastic action game,
Yeah.
which came out a couple of years ago. Ed, you excited for this bad boy?
I am, and this is like one of the games that is like making me kind of want to get an Xbox. I don't personally have an Xbox.
No.
But I really love Tomb Raider. You know, I had a bit of trouble getting into it, but it was a really solid game.
takes a while,
It was a
doesn't it?
solid game.
Serene, fan of the reboot of Tomb Raider a couple years ago?
I can't wait. To be honest, like this is going to sound really strange, but I love seeing Lara get hurt.
Well, they made the game for you.
You're allowed to say that.
No, because like it's like, you know, like she's a survivor, you know, it's not like all just staying pretty and like everything falls into place exactly where you want it to. So, you know, the fact that she gets hurt and she gets all rugged and run down and like
Not
the
too
whole-
much violence porn for you.
No.
It's weird because there was a surprising backlash to some of the. Obviously, there was one incident where she's assaulted, but there was a surprising backlash to just the like visceral nature of the violence in that
Yeah.
game. Like that.
Right.
And
The
just
way
the
she
lingering
dies
shots.
is so shocking. Like, you know, some of the stuff that happens to her is completely like, whoa, I did not think that
I
they would
remember
do that.
thinking the same thing about like the PlayStation 1 original though. When you jump and you crumple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has like a deathly scream
Yeah,
as she falls down
Yeah.
as well.
And the,
Traumatic.
Yeah. I mean, all I want from this one is the not have the puzzle sections be completely optional.
Yeah.
You know, like the actual tomb raiding.
yeah, surprisingly, the tomb raiding was a sort of side quest
Yep.
you stumble into. It looks like from what we've seen in the trailer that actually it could be the focus, that she's on her own in these environments, which would be very evocative of the first game.
Yeah, it's doing a very Uncharted thing, you know, jungle first, snow second, desert third, probably.
Desert World, then the underwater level comes in the fourth
On the
game.
moon.
Final Fantasy 15. Apparently, we're not going to see any gameplay.
Yeah, but they just released the update to the demo. So.
Isn't that the weirdest
Yeah,
thing
it
ever?
is so strange.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that means. Like, I interviewed the director recently, and like, he was saying like the demo isn't indicative of how complete the game is, and like before that he was like, oh, we're 60% done, and it's like, what are you saying? You're completely backtracking on that. So,
And they had that form where they put out and they got feedback on the
That's
demo
right.
as well, and
Yeah.
said
That's
actually
right.
we're going to implement quite a lot of this. Yeah, a bit disappointing we're not going to see it.
Well, I don't know. A demo you can play at home is a pretty nice thing for an upcoming game. If all E3 games got demos during E3, that would be pretty good.
It's like the ground zeros of Final Fantasy,
Basically.
right?
Oh my
Kind
God,
of.
it
Small
really
version
is.
they're testing it with and being like, all right, we'll do this now.
What I'd like to see is a little small playable version of Just Cause 3.
Yes.
People are looking forward to this one. I remember the multiplayer mod that came out for Just Cause 2 made some waves.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
said
yeah.
they are going to be doing some multiplayer in 3. I'm not sure if it'll be that big on launch, but yeah, any takers for this one? Excitement about Just Cause 3?
Absolutely.
I just want to grapple everything.
Grappling hooks
Like
all
everything.
over the place.
Yep, tethering things to things and then making them
those
crash
things.
into each other.
It should just be called like Physics Simulator.
This is Goat Simulator. This is basically Human Simulator.
So every time I see
Human
this, it looks like a third-person Tropico. It's like they should be in the same
Yeah,
little
I mean, Just Cause
universe.
2 has already turned up to 11, so this is what, 12?
Just Cause 3 is the Simcopter to Tropico's SimCity.
And it's been a while, actually. Just Cause 2 came out in 2010, so
Yep.
yeah.
Look, as long as they
Looking
keep
forward
this
to
one
this.
as moddable as Just Cause 2,
Yes.
then yeah, we'll be happy.
Yeah, probably going to be a big seller on it.
explosion.
Yeah, this trailer is just a bunch of explosions. I don't think they
How
even...
colourful it is as well.
We should have a counter for this, like ticking off all the explosions.
I've noticed that a lot of the new games coming
grappling
up are
hook
very
is in the
saturated.
logo.
You know, like everything's really bright this year.
Yeah.
It seems.
Yeah,
Blue skies.
well, that's why. Yeah, even Fallout. Even Fallout had some. Who knew? I'm not a massive fan, and I've never really played these games, so I can't really speak to it. But Kingdom Hearts looks like we're probably going to have to see something along the lines of it.
Oh,
this
we
year.
have to. We are so overdue. Like, it's been so long since we've had a numbered Kingdom Hearts title, and I think like the fans are rabid at this
They need
point.
their slash fic.
They need-
material.
Mpreg, that
Em-
Mpreg,
the Mpreg
needs to
Mickey.
happen.
It's male pregnancy, by the way.
And the
Alexa told us that.
Shout out
and
to Alexa.
it's so funny to think about Square Enix owning like properties like Tomb Raider and Deus Ex, and
Absolutely.
another kind of weird one that I often have to like remind myself. Oh yeah, they own Hitman.
Yeah.
Yep.
How peculiar. I'm a massive. I think we're big PC game
We're
sort
big
of
PC gamers.
fans.
Yeah.
The Hitman series has had some absolute incredible peaks and some valleys that weren't so hot.
Yeah.
What would you like to see in a new Hitman game?
Well, the developers have been really open about the feedback from Hitman Absolution, and they've been like, all right, we know what was wrong with it. We're going back to
Nice.
open levels where you just actually plan an assassination rather than get funneled down this weird story, which nobody really liked.
You want that kind of Deus Ex style sort of experimentation.
Yes.
Sandbox, everything can work with everything else.
That's what
Yeah.
it used to be. It was in like levels that were separate from like Deus Ex, where there were open, contained levels,
Yep.
if you were, with different ways of completing them.
It felt like a location that you were
Yeah.
in, like a logical location. And there were like maybe 3 of those in Absolution, and they were the best parts, but it was still quite constricted.
I've never understood the fascination of the lore with Hitman because like Tobias Reaper, like when they got into the end of the first game and all that
Yeah.
clone stuff, but like there's been 2 movies made about
I've
Hitman.
seen the first one for some
How is
reason.
it? Timothy Olyphant.
The Oliphant, yeah.
yeah.
I saw it too.
He's unimpressive.
It's not. It's just weird.
There are
and then
many
the new
weird
one,
things that happen in that movie,
Yeah.
and then they chose to ignore it in the new one as well. Like,
they just keep balding famous actors to play this guy. It never makes any sense. So Square decided to do their own press conference. As it turns out, there's a bunch of interesting games. I'm going to go one by one before we finish. Zorine, what are you most looking forward to out of what Square could possibly be showing off?
Kingdom Hearts 3. And it also, because I'm really excited because, Disney now owns the Star Wars and Marvel franchises. So, that opens a whole realm of possibilities that I want to see them work with.
So who knows? Ed, what do you think?
Infinity figurine compatibility.
No,
Let's
no.
not go there.
I'm really
Amiibos.
excited for Deus Ex as well, like really excited, but that's Dan's thing. So I'll say Hitman. I'm really looking forward to a new Hitman if it is announced.
Thief 5.
Man, they own a lot of stuff.
Yeah, if not, then just Deus Ex, that's fine.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited for Deus Ex because of your excitement for Deus Ex. I never
I'm
really
glad
gave.
it's infectious.
I never gave the last one a proper swing, actually.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like I need to go
Gotta
back.
bring back the elbow blades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it a little go. Let's get some JC
Come out of his
Denton.
knees this time.
Get some Tracer Tong back in this bad boy. Square Enix's wonderful little presentation. We actually don't really know what sort of form it'll take, whether it'll be licensed massive big conference, whether it'll be sort of a smaller thing. It's on Tuesday, June 16th at 10 a.m. bright and early Pacific if you're watching in the US on the West Coast, and it's on at 6 p.m. dinner time if you're in the UK and Ireland. We would love you to join us on GameSpot.com to watch it live.